What's going on, guys? It's Picsoleated, and today we are looking at one of the most enigmatic, most underdog-like collaborative efforts of this year. A collaboration that in most eyes shouldn't have happened, but in the end we all should be happy that it did. We're talking about the Bape x UGG collection that released earlier this year. The Bape UGG released on April 27th with a pair of sneakers that are literally known as Bape UGG sneakers. That's their official name. Nothing crazy or wild, just sneaker. The other item in the collab are the Bape x UGG slides, and I gotta say, if you don't own these slides, you might as well not own slides at all. But we'll get into all that in a bit. I don't know about you guys, but this was a collab I was looking forward to for a long time, since the first images leaked or released, and they displayed quite a few more items than what we ended up getting. The initial release showed us getting a shearling lined Bape UGG jacket, Bape UGG mitts, the UGG Tall Classic mini boot, the mid-height Nummel or whatever, and a slip-on Tasman. Since then, the collection has been reduced to just 2 items, and nobody knows exactly why that happened, but we've got some insider information from the employees at Bape in Japan. Apparently they had planned to release the collection with all the items from the initial collaboration reveal, but for whatever reason they weren't able to. Possibly production delays or creative disagreements, and because the release got pushed back to the end of April, pretty much springtime, it wouldn't have made sense to release winter boots or a winter jacket at this time, so they decided to release just the Bape UGG sneakers and slides. This is total speculation and blind faith, but I really do hope they decided to split this collaboration into 2 parts because it got delayed, and will release the rest of the previously mentioned items during the coming winter. All I can do is dream, can't I? Now, the Bape UGG sneaker and slides did come with a hefty price tag. The sneaker retailed for $350 US, and the slides retailed for $250 US if you bought them from Bape US. I got my pairs from Bape in Japan and stood in line for a grueling 4 to 5 hours on vacation. Totally wrong call to make. They didn't even sell out. The entire lineup was for Bape x Marvel, and turns out we could have did other things, came back after the line died, and still grabbed them. Oh well, you live and you learn. Now, before we get more in depth into the sneaker, feel free to follow the boy on Instagram at Picsoleated, that's at Picsoleated for fire sneaker content and get sneak peeks on upcoming content. Also, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to join the Pics fam or Pickheads or whatever you want to call yourselves, and to just keep up to date with what I'm doing. With that out of the way, let's get into the box and materials. So I wanted to quickly show the box because you don't get this kind of collab often. It's an all black box with subtle UGG and Bape cross branding on the top. Labels all over the place. There's one on the front, one on the side, one on the back. But the key to this box is that it's a slide out box, and once you slide it out, you see the infamous Bape camo branding along with the brown tone associated with UGG. The materials of the shoe are very distinctly inspired and purposely chosen by UGG. The upper is constructed of brown suede panels and sheepskin shearling lining that is very clearly UGG's signature material combo. But of course, being a Bape collab, Bape does what it does very best and slaps its Bape camo print all across the sheepskin upper for a very subtle flex, but hot flex. Can we do that? Subtle hot flex at the same time? Anyway, so you can see the brown suede panels with Bape camo print along the heel, midfoot, and the toe box with some prominent ape heads and Bape camo imprinted in a darker brown. We have shearling lining sticking out around the heel counter, the lace eyelets right above the tongue, and making up the sock liner of the shoe. We've got brown flat laces to match the upper. The shoe has the shooting star that you see on Bape's classic Bapes the sneakers stitched on in white leather on both sides of the shoe, and UGG's logo embossed right below it on the lateral side of the shoe. And of course, Bape had to bling these out one way or another by adding these silver colored plastic aglets with Bape branding on them. Now you might be looking at this sneaker and thinking, wow, that shearling must make this shoe hella warm and impossible to wear in the spring and summer. Well, if that's what you're thinking, you're right and you're wrong. The shearling around the sock liner doesn't actually go all throughout the inside of the shoe. It stops right at the bottom of the shoe around the sock liner and is only there on half of the tongue, the top part to be specific. So while the rest of the shoe is still made with the signature UGG brown suede, your feet still get to breathe on the inside of the shoe. I've worn them in the spring and so far they've been absolutely fine. I've sweated more in regular shoes, but I have yet to try them in the summer. Will I? Probably not. Well, I might just for you guys, but other than that, probably not. Summers are just way too hot in Canada. Yeah, you heard me. Anyways, I probably won't wear these unless the weather's at least a little chilly, and if you plan on wearing a shoe all throughout the day when it's just a little chilly or when it's a little warm, definitely don't decide to put these shoes on because over time it will get warm. Now the biggest surprise of this sneaker, and personally my favorite part of this sneaker, is this unforgivingly large midsole. Well, to be fair, it is a little forgiving, but we'll get into that. Yes, Bape and UGG have officially joined the chunky dad shoe market, essentially years after it exploded, but that's not all. This thing is insanely comfortable. It's so comfortable you can ask me or P about it, and dare I say, it might be more comfortable than Boost. Yeah, I said it. There it is. Don't just take my word for it. P traveled with these all across Japan, and let me tell you, there's a lot of walking in Japan. P has trekked Japan in a lot of different sneakers, some meant to be comfy, some not so much, and every pair of shoes she's worn has given her some kind of problem here or there. But as soon as she walked around in these, she couldn't imagine wearing any other sneaker, and I don't blame her. Look at how squishy this midsole is. Besides being squishy, it's also this off-white cream color and has a nice little futuristic pattern running across it. It's super chunky and that's squishy. It makes no sense. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about if or when you wear these. They're almost disorienting to wear once you put them on. I almost toppled over twice when I first got up after sliding them on, but once you get your bearings back, you'll be in cozy heaven. Finally, we have the super treaded outsole that's a mix of cream and gum color. I guess they figured the shoe should be very grippy since it gets you so far off the ground you might not feel what's under you. As for sizing, this shoe is an absolute anomaly. I went half a size down in my pair and they fit great, but P was only able to get a size 6 men's, which is a size 7.5 women's. For reference, P is a size 6.5 women's true to size. She ended up having to get the 6 men's, which is a 7.5 in women's, because that's the smallest size they had anywhere. In other words, it's a full size up from her true to size and she was able to fit them no problem. Eventually she did put an extra insole in, but still she can manage, and she found them amazing to travel all around Japan in without an extra insole. She only put that extra insole in once we came back. Now I can imagine it's not a snug fit the way my pair is, but she said it's still the most comfortable shoe she's ever had, so therefore my recommendation is to go half a size down, but you could probably get away with wearing half a size or a full size up, and true to size should be fine as well. And my theory behind this is that the footbed is already so thick and padded, and the shearling hugs your foot so well that you will almost always get a snug to a cozy fit, or a fit that you can work with so long as you stay within that size range. Now a quick look at the slides. They came attached. I'm not going to detach them because they're a size 9 and sadly they do not fit me. You can see how they look here. I don't know what it was, but for some reason they fit me in store, and when I tried them on after the fact, they just didn't fit the same way. I might have just been wearing thin socks or something, but either way, these are going to whoever wants to buy them. Anyways, they're super comfortable, have a thick squishy footbed, signature UGG premium suede with Bape camo imprinted on it, Bape lettering on the slides in shearling, and inner shearling lining on the slides. As someone who loves style and comfort and was raised off the OG dad shoes, this chunky dad shoe is right down my alley. And from my childhood favorite brand Bape to the premium winter boot designer UGG, there is nothing about this shoe I don't like. It's comfortable, it's premium, softest chestnut leather in the game, fuzziest shearling in the game, a timeless colorway with a cross branding of two of the unlikeliest brands. I couldn't say no to these. What do you think of the Bape UGG collaboration? Was it one for the history books, or should we tear the page out? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Picsoleated is lined with sheepskin.